Welcome to this episode of YouTube where I've got a pack update on everybody, including Grizzer, our retiree. And a lot of people ask, how do you keep a 16-year-old alert? Well, we have multiple ways. First of all, the heat and humidity has been causing him a little bit of discomfort, so we've been leaving the building open, and the building is got a nice, cool concrete floor. And if you recall, we did a lot of coating on that floor, so it's very safe, very easy for him to walk. Second way to keep him occupied is let him know his neighbors, and so he has a face-to-face opportunity with the exhibit pack there with a protected fence so that they can't grab noses or cause a little bit of issue. He likes to greet wolf care staff. Anybody who comes up gets a scratch up against the fence. He's got a thick coat of hair yet, which is why the heat and humidity has been a little bit of a problem, but giving that opportunity to pluck that hair out of his hide. That's his dense undercoat there. And this past Friday, we started our first behind-the-scenes program for members, and Grizzer got a treat. He got a deer leg. He didn't eat it right away with the public, but he ate it all up afterwards. And the other cool thing is he's got multiple places that he can take it, and he can cache if he wants to. He's been caching his chicken. He's been caching his morning meds. Lots of opportunity by having 3 different areas, the pack holding area, the east side, and the back habitat. And what you cache will eventually be eaten. And so when we try to regulate his diet, we're trying to give him 3 pounds of meat a day. That deer leg was about 3 pounds itself, and so he got to eat that. But here he is digging up one of his chicken caches and following through and eating. You can see his no problem chewing on either side of his gum line there. The premolar issue we had this winter is kind of a done deal. So raw chicken is not a problem for wolves. They have no problem crunching the bone, eating the bone, swallowing the bone. A lot of the hide that you see lying around is good to help. He has no problem having a chicken every once in a while as far as a diet. The other way that we keep him cool is he has his own pond. He actually has 2 ponds, a wading pool in the pack holding area, and you can see that we've got some rocks that are concreted in, so when he comes and goes out of the pond, he doesn't have a issue with traction. Then we'll obviously finds a good, cool place to lay underneath the bushes and grooms himself. So definitely keeping him mentally stimulated at the age of 16. Over in the exhibit pack, the challenge is not mental stimulation. The challenge is food defense. Denali is 12 and lives in this pack as a 12-year-old because he's very defensive about food. So we've started to cut the deer into multiple parts, trying to spread it around the enclosure. Denali still seems to be able to possess it and guard it. So working on ways to make sure that Grayson's got his full meal. So Grayson's being fed every day, smaller portions. And even with the stimulus of a siren going by, that doesn't deter Denali from eating on the deer. So Grayson seems to be the one that does the bark calling, does the threat displays. And nobody else seems to take leadership in this pack. So you notice here too that Bolts has no issue walking up to Denali. He's not food defensive to Bolts. He's not necessarily food defensive to Axel. He's only food defensive to Grayson, which is why Grayson has a little bit of issues with Denali. And some of that grab biting from behind is frustration from Grayson about the food. This probably goes way back to the day they met. Denali seemed to pick up on Grayson's weaknesses and kind of take advantage of them. So, like I said, you'll see staff monitoring, feeding extra meals, and we leave a lot of things lying around so he can pluck at the hide while he's waiting to get in on the carcass. So thanks for watching. We are going to feature an Explore.org live event again on Friday, the 12th, 11 a.m. Central Daylight Time. So if you want to log in, check out, go to Explore.org. Just type in the search box for live event, and the Wolf Center will be live at 11 o'clock. See you then.